Hi, welcome to Auntie Nat's Crochet. Today I'm going to make another bag. This time round I'm not going to crochet the base. I got myself a leather base. It looks like this. This comes with 52 holes. When you buy, you have to check your pattern and see whether how many holes do you need to make your pattern. So I'm going to use I'm going to use t-shirt yarn this time round, and it's going to be a tapestry pattern. So this time round I'm going to use t-shirt yarn, and the previous one was with a cotton yarn. So I want to try out and see how it goes with t-shirt yarn. And for the hook size, you will need 2 hooks. I need a smaller hook to crochet the yarn to bring it over to this hole. It doesn't really matter what size you use, so long it can put through, your hook can go through, and you can pull up the yarn. And once you have crochet one round here, then you can start to use the bigger hook. For this project I'm going to use an 8mm hook. So let's start. Okay, this is going to be a tapestry pattern bag. The tapestry pattern, you can actually get a piece of paper and draw up some simple pattern for yourself. I'll show you mine later. As for this bag, I'm going to use this base. So before you start to crochet the base, you make sure which is the outside and which is the inside. The flat part here, it's inside, this is the outside. So I'm going to put it this way. You can start just about anywhere. Make sure it's a smaller hook so that your hook can go through this hole and pull out a yarn. Once you pull out a yarn, do single crochet and lock it. And this tail here, this tail, you just crochet along, hide it in between. It's not easy to grab the yarn as this is a way smaller hook, and this is a t-shirt yarn. Just do single crochet. Oops. Just do single crochet all around and hide this tail. So this is how it's gonna look like. You go all around and I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of the row. Okay, I've come to the last stitch here. Single crochet, and I'm going to slip stitch to the first. So now I'm going to change my hook size. I'm going to use size 8. And here I'm going to build single crochet, build upwards just on the front loop. I'm going to do it like a amigurumi. It's going to go round and round and round. I'm not going to use that extra string, the extra tail to tie it like a knot. I'm going to go round and round. So this round I'm going to do single crochet only on the back loop. Only on the back loop. I hope you can see, because this is a dark color. I should have chosen a lighter color. So here you just single crochet all around just on the back loop. You see there's 2 loops here. Use the back loop. This is the front loop, this is the back loop. Only the back loop. We're gonna do single crochet all around for one row before we start our tapestry. So it's gonna be like this. I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of the row. Okay, I'm at the last stitch now. So this stitch here, I'm going to go to the next row, row 2. So row 2, I'm going to work on this V shape, the bottom V shape, not the top V shape, not the normal single crochet. Now I'm going through the bottom V shape. So here I'm going to change color. I'm going to change color just like any cotton yarn. I just grab the yarn, pull, and make sure you go through this V shape. Okay, I need 3 of it. So here I'm going to bring along all this, just like when I crochet. Go through the middle part. I think it's quite easy for t-shirt yarn as this is kind of elastic. So it's easier to put through this V shape rather than the cotton yarn because it's kind of thin. And if your V shape here is too tight, you can't go in. But t-shirt yarn it's kind of easier. Okay, I need 3 of these and 1 blue color. So when I change color, I just drop this, but I'll bring it along when I crochet. I go to the V shape here. Oops, sorry. I'll show you on this part here. Can you see the V shape here? So I'm going to work on this V shape and not here. So our normal single crochet, you go through this V shape. This time round, I'm going through here, inside this V shape. Okay, so my pattern is 3 multicolor, 1 blue. 3 multicolor, 1 blue. This is for the first row. So I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of the row. This is how it looked like so far. So we're going to work on this V shape here. So here I've entered the 3rd row. So 3rd row, let me show you again how I change color. So the 3rd row here I have 3 color and 1 blue. Okay, 3 color, 1 blue. So now my 3rd row, I should have 1 colored here and blue, blue. Blue, colored, blue, blue, blue. So how I change color is, this is already blue, so the next one should be colored yarn. So this one, remove this and yarn over the colored yarn. So once I pull this over, on top here you will see a blue. So here, enter through this V shape here, the V shape down here. Bring this along at the back. I'm going to have only 1 color yarn here and the rest are all blue. So this one I should yarn over with blue, dark blue. So yarn over with dark blue, and the next one is also dark blue. And the following one is also dark blue. So can you see? So if you want to change color, you make sure, because by the time you pull over, you can see this is 1 color, 2 blue, 2 blue. It's difficult to work only on the first row. Once you reach the second and subsequent row, because the V shape here is visible, The first row, because it's stretched out, because of this board, the yarn is kind of like stretched out. So you have to count your stitches properly on the first row. Once you get it right, the second, third row, the subsequent row all will be perfect. So as I crochet, I'll bring this yarn along at the back. So inside you will not see any yarn. You will not see where I change color. So like here, I need another blue. You will see it's kind of like stretched out here because this is the t-shirt yarn. It will kind of stretch because of the shape. So here I put through the middle part here and it will come back. You see, it will come back, so it will not stretch out. So I need 3 blue. I need 3 blue and 1 color. So here I should not yarn over with blue. I should yarn over with the color yarn. Make sure you pull this because this one will be loosened. And the next one. So it depends on your pattern, how you want your pattern to be. How many blue, how many blue, how many color yarn, how many green. You have it, work it out on a piece of paper first, or you can do it on the computer. And later, as you crochet a tapestry, you just follow the pattern. I'll come back to you. This is row 2. Row 1 is 3 colored, 1 blue, 3 colored, 1 blue. For the second row, my pattern would be this 3 color. In the middle, there's 1. Between these 3 color, there's only 1. The rest are all blue. So I'll come back to you once I'm on the 3rd row and the 4th row, and the rest will be a repetition. Okay, this is how it looked like on the 3rd row. So now the 4th row, the pattern is, this is the starting point. Okay, I have colored, and in the middle here 1 colored. So now on top of this first one there will be a colored, and then it will be 3 blue, colored, 3 blue, colored, 3 blue. So the next colored will be on top of this. So up to you how you draw up your pattern. Any simple pattern, after a few repetitions, it's gonna look nice. It's gonna look a bit like a batik thing, you know. So anybody can just invent their own tapestry pattern up to your taste. So it's gonna be colored, here blue, in the middle here colored, and then the next one on top here colored. And then the next row will be all blue, no color. So I come back to you after a few rows. After this will be a repetition. It's just that this pattern, I'll move it a bit. Instead of directly on top, it will be at the side. So it's kind of shift. So up to you how you want to do it. And this is how it look like. It's not going to be a big bag because the base is just like this. It's going to be about the size a small bag to hold my handphone and water container or water bottle. Okay, I'll come back to you once I have a few rows so that you can see how the pattern look like. I'll just show you how it look like so far. So this is my pattern. There's 3 up, 3 up. Just a normal simple pattern. And I just let you know, because I'm going round and round and round, and I do not do any slip stitch or whatever. I did not stop at each row. I just go round and round. So at one point of time, maybe on row 1, 2, 3, about the 5th or the 6th row, your pattern will run a bit. So if it's just a random pattern like this, it's not so noticeable. But if you intend to make it into a cartoon character or dog or cat or animal or flower, then you have to take note because it might kind of run out of shape at one point of time. Or if you plan to do a tapestry of a big animal, maybe a dog or a cat, maybe you just make one side, the other side leave it empty, so that when this thing happen, the empty part, because this is the place where we start. So if you want to do tapestry on not random pattern like this, you want to do a big pattern, a big flower or a big animal or character, you do it on the other side, the opposite side, so at least this side you see all comes out nicely. And at one point of time near where we join, this will happen. But because since mine is just a random pattern, not really visible, just like patches here and there, so it's not visible that this one just dropped. It's supposed to be 1 2 3, but this one dropped. And because this row it was all blue and it started here, and you make sure every row you should count your number of stitches. You make sure you do not have more or less, so that your pattern will follow in order. And one more thing here, make sure if you're gonna do like mine, you're gonna poke on this V shape here, you make sure every single one you do that. You do not do some as normal single crochet. You know, normal single crochet we would put our hook here, but this one we're gonna put our hook in the middle of this V shape here, in the middle of this V shape. So you have to get used to it, that every single one you're gonna put through here, and not some here and some here. And even if it's here, this is wrong. This is the top part. We do not want this, we want the V shape. So when I count my number of stitches, I count this V, 1 2 3 4. So here I have 52 holes, which means I should have 52 stitches every row. So I just let you know this is how it look like. So I'll work my way up again until the height I want, and then I'll make a strap. Okay, this is how the back look like. I kind of like this pattern. You can make your own pattern. Okay, this is a tapestry pattern. So I'm gonna put one button here and one button on the other side. It looks like this. And I'm gonna make one small strap here to hold the button, and one more here. Later I'm gonna crochet here and make one loop here to hold the button, and one more loop over this side to hold this button. And for the strap, I make 3 of these. I'm gonna make 3 of this cord. Okay, I'm gonna make 3 of this cord. So if this is the length that you want, I cut the yarn, I measure against the length that I want, and you times 11 or times 12. It has to be 11 or 12 times longer than this, the one that you want, the length that you want. So after you cut it, you take your yarn, one corner of the yarn, I'm gonna measure, it should be longer than the other. So I measure about 5 times longer. Okay, so this is about 5 times longer. Go find the other corner. So this is 5 times longer. This is here, whereas this is 5 times longer. You pull it. Go find the middle part. So once you find the middle part, make a knot. Once you make a knot, you make sure the longer part of the string is on your hand, the shorter one is at the bottom. So this one, you yarn over, you put through the hook, you put through, you just leave it on top of the hook and put through. So this one will always be on your finger, and the other one. So in case for these two string not to get tangled up, you separate them. One is on the floor, or one on the left and one on the right, so it will not get tangled up. So you can actually do this quite fast. And you will get something like this. And once you reach the far end, you make sure you pull one to the left and one will remain on the right, and tie a knot. Tie a knot, and later you can use this tail to sew it onto your bag. Or like here, there's no tail, you can actually crochet it to the back. I'll show you that later on. Okay, so now I'm gonna make the border here. So since the whole bag is single crochet, so the top part here I'm not gonna make single crochet. I'm going to use this color yarn. I have dark blue here in color, multicolor. So now I'm using the multicolor one for the border. You can start just about anywhere. And put your hook in. Pull the yarn over and put through one just to lock it in place. After you lock it, make sure as when you crochet you bring along the tail, hide it behind here. I'm going to do slip stitch. Oops, sorry. I'm going to do slip stitch. I'm going to do slip stitch all the way. So you see, at least the border looks different from the back. If you're going to do single crochet here, then the border and here it looks like there's no border. So this button, the strap to hold the button, is at the back. So here I just carry on until this corner. I'm going to make a tiny strap for this button. Maybe chain 5. Try it out. I'll come back to you once I'm at the other corner. Okay, I come to the button part. I've measured, I need a chain 10. So after I chain 10, I continue with my slip stitch. So either you do this or you slip stitch onto the same. I think slip stitch onto the same stitch would look better. And then the next one, continue my slip stitch. I can't do a normal slip stitch on camera because I'm gonna so I'm doing it this way, using my finger to help me through. Oops. Okay. Oops. Okay. I'll come back to you once I settle the strap. Okay, now for the strap part, I have measured that it should be here. So I put through to do my next single crochet, slip stitch. I hope I can show you properly on video. So this cord, you make sure you go through this way. It's more stable. Instead of going through one, you go to 2. Bring your yarn over. Oops, sorry. Bring your yarn over all of it and make a slip stitch in front. So there it got attached. So the next one, same thing. Oops. Yeah, I just went off camera. Okay, here, let me show you again. It's not easy to show. Okay, here, you put your hook through you get another cord. I have 3 cords here. You make sure when you put through this, you put through 2 loops instead of 1. You make sure you put through all 2 loops. Bring the yarn over every single strand so that here it's still a slip stitch and your cord is attached. I have 1 more here. Make sure you put through both, not just one. Make sure both so it's more secure. Put through your yarn over every single part, and then continue with the slip stitch. Continue with the slip stitch. So before you stop, before you tie your knot and stop everything, you just take a look and make sure this 3 strap is at the correct spot. Okay, I'm gonna show you this 3 strap. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna braid it out. Wait, let me clear this out. I'm gonna braid it like you braid your hair. So I'm gonna get something like this, and once I'm satisfied with how it should be, I'm gonna attach it, crochet it to the other side, because t-shirt yarn is kind of elastic, so if this is too thin, when you hold your bag it's kind of like springy. So I want it to be thick so that I can put more heavy stuff there. So you braid it nicely. I couldn't show you nicely on camera because the space is limited here. So you braid it like you braid the hair, braid it nicely, and you crochet it here. So I've done this part here for the other button and one here for this button. So I'll come back to you and show you the final product. Okay, this is the final product. Make sure you put on your button. You see everything is in order. Nothing is like bigger or smaller than the other side. This is how the strap look like. This is the whole bag. Okay, I've come to the last slip stitch here. I cut my yarn. I leave a longer tail because I want to sew it inward inside. So here there's this one knot that I made in the first when I started. You put through that and you put through this, and you kind of have a one slip stitch here. Then you can use your needle to hide this around. You can just hide it just about anywhere and hide it around, and here you have it. This is my bag. I'll show you the picture in front of the video, the whole bag. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope you like this pattern as much as I do, and I'll see you in my next post.